Hello. This video is going to be approximately 30 minutes long and is going to walk you through the steps to create your ePortfolio. The first thing you need to do is get on to Fanch Online and into a course, either FLDP 3027 or ECED 3044, whatever course you are working on where you are creating your ePortfolio. And you're going to go to the resources section and the drop down menu, and you'll see the second choice is the ePortfolio. So you're going to click on that, and you are now in what's called the ePortfolio dashboard. Now, before we can start, I'm making the assumption that you already have some items in your ePortfolio dashboard. You've added your resume, you've added some assignments, you've added maybe how does learning happen as a PDF or a link. So if that's not the case, one of the first things you'll do then is to, after I show you how to add the items, is to stop the video and get some items in there, because you'll need to have some things to move into your presentation for you to follow along with the steps. The other important thing to acknowledge is that this is a place where you can store all of your work. So as soon as you hand something in, upload it as a file and put it in your ePortfolio. Then you don't need to worry about computer crashing, memory sticks being lost, or breaking. Once you put it in my items, it's there as a choice of that could be put into your ePortfolio. Just keep in mind that everything that's in my items does not necessarily have to be put into the ePortfolio. So first, I'm going to do a refresher or show you how to add things to my items. So you're going to click on the My Items menu, and you're going to see this big blue button with an add that's going to have also a drop-down menu, which allows you to add a number of different ways. So you can add a link, a file upload, or a web document. My guess is that you're going to be using those three things, but there are also other options. So let's just click File Upload. And so then you're also going to have a choice of where that file is coming from. So I'm going to click on Add a File, and I'm going to look through my computer, my locker, wherever you've put a file, and I am going to add it. So I am going to click Upload, and it's going to give me a number of options here. And I am going to choose to add, let's see, what can I add today? How about I add an introduction video for FLDP 3027. So I'm going to click on it. I'm going to open it. I'm going to add it. Oh, it's taking a little bit to add. So now I'm adding it. And then I'm going to say next. And you should now be able to save. Gives you an option to edit, so that's where you could change the name if you like. But it's saved, and I'm going to click Save and Close. So I'm going to go back to my ePortfolio dashboard, and I should be able to see that my most recent upload is that introduction video. Okay, so the most important thing, and what you'll need to stop and do now, is to make sure you've got some items that you can possibly put in your ePortfolio. Okay, so once you have that, and you've got items, and remember, put everything there doesn't mean it's going to end up in your ePortfolio. You get to choose what goes into that portfolio. So we're going to build a new portfolio. So we're going to click on New Presentation. You can see the icon here. We're on the right side of the screen. Click New Presentation. Once you've done that, a screen pops up, and you are going to write your first name and your last name I am just going to do my first name and my middle name because I've got a number of ePortfolios that are in my dashboard because I do training. So you might also want to write, this is your professional work, or this is my ePortfolio. I'm going to write, this is a sample, so that I don't get that mixed up with my actual professional ePortfolio. And you're going to save that. And that's going to take you back to the dashboard. And now we're going to go across to content layout. And I want you to click on that. And here's where we're going to add the 11 pages. You have a document in your FOL content that you can follow along, cut and paste with, that lists the 11 pages that you're going to have in your ePortfolio. So as you can see, you've got the word pages here on the left. You're going to click on this yellowish page that says new page when you hover over it, and there's an arrow. You're going to click on that, and you are going to write introduction. Okay, so that's your first page. The beautiful thing is, if you make a mistake in spelling or capitalization, you can fix it right away. So you're saving it. You should see that on the left side. So what you're going to do now is 11 times you're going to do add a page. Go again, hover over, click on new page. The next section is education and training. So you're going to add education and training. And you are going to save. So you are going to do that 11 times. For the purposes of the video, I'm not going to do that, but you're going to keep going. The next page is going to be, click on the page, add is going to be child development. You've added that. Well, oh, I spelled child wrong. Go back. There we go. And I'm going to press save. The next one you're going to do after child development is curriculum and pedagogy, and you're going to continue. I'm going to add the final page, professional resources, because I am going to refer to that. So you may want to stop the video now and get your 11 pages added. And once you do that, you can start the video up again, and you should see your 11 pages listed down the left-hand side. But at the top, you see new page. So what we want to do is we want to go to the drop-down menu, and we want to delete that new page. So your first page you should see on your left-hand side is introduction. You should see the pages. You are going to ignore this content area too. So just remember that you're adding the pages here under pages. Okay? Excellent. Now we're going to go across the top. You can see properties, content layout. Well, now we're going to go to banner. And banner is where you're going to type your page again. And the banner is actually what the reader's going to see when they open up your ePortfolio. So again, you're going to type your name. I'm going to call mine Cheryl Ann. Here, under description, I want you to write put quote here. So if you have access to a quote right away and you know you want a quote added to the banner on your ePortfolio, you're going to put it there, remembering always to include the author. If you don't know the author of the quote, then you're going to put author unknown. And that's going to be at the top of your banner, at the top of your ePortfolio. And you'll see that in a minute. So you're going to save that. Okay, and so now I want you to go up to View Presentation just to have a look at what you've created so far. And you can open it up, and you'll see this is what the reader sees when they open up your ePortfolio. So again, that's where your quote's going to be. Put quote here. You're going to see your pages, your introduction. Okay, so that's it. You're going to close out of that. And now for the fun part, the theme. So again, across the top, you see the word theme. And there are about 40 themes to choose from. So what you're going to do now is you're going to sit and you are going to use on the right hand side of your screen, there's a little page with a magnifying glass. You're going to click on that and test out some of the themes. Do I like that one? These are all predetermined themes that come with text coloring, sizing, etc. If you are computer literate, and you feel comfortable, you can certainly edit any of these. You can add your own image. I am not going to go into that because I feel like it's important just to get the basics covered. But if you want to go in and choose a different banner, you can upload banners, you can change text, all of those kinds of things. So I'm going to select this one. And once you select it, that's going to be your theme. The beautiful thing about the theme is you can change it as many times as you want. So now I want you to have a look at what your theme looks like. So go to view presentation again, and you should see it. Okay, I'm going to sit with that one right now. And again, this isn't an easy choice, so just choose something now. You can go back in and change that again. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to content layout, and I'm going to show you how we're going to add items and content to your actual ePortfolio. So we're going to start with introduction, and we're going to click add component. There's a pale gray add component on the right hand side. You're going to click on that, and you're going to write introduction. And actually, first of all, you're going to choose text area. We're going to do a lot of our work in the text area. It's cleaner, and it allows for the reader to see what you want them to see right away. So again, we're going to start by typing the word reflection. Sorry, incorrect. We're going to type the word introduction. Got a capitalized N there I don't like. Beautiful thing. And then you're going to write blah, blah, blah. So this is where you're going to actually type an introduction to your ePortfolio. That's very similar. See, I'm not very good with my typing. Very similar to a cover letter. We will be referring back to this later, but just keep in mind that this is going to resemble very much like a cover letter. So you put that in there so that you know you're going to go back. You're going to go back and you're going to type in there an introduction to your ePortfolio. This is going to be the first thing the reader is going to see when they open up your ePortfolio. So you save that, and so now you've got that place, save and close, where you can go and edit it. And when you want to edit it, all as you do is click to the drop down menu and edit it. And then you're going to be able to go in and copy and paste from a Word document that introduction. Okay, so now we're going to go to education and training, and here you're going to just click on the words and you're going to add a file. You're going to look for your resume, or if you don't have a resume, I just want you to find any file you have in My Items, click Add Component again, and your items might be already in a collection that you created in FLDP 1024, but they might not be. So you're either going to click on Artifact, but you can also click on Artifact, Reflection, and Collection, and you're going to find all of the things that you have. So there's my collections, but I am actually going to just go and add from an artifact so that I can show you that. So I'm going to click on my artifacts, and I don't have a resume, but I have a curriculum vitae, which is just a more lengthy resume that's done often with professionals. So I'm going to find my curriculum vitae, see what it's named. It's easy to find. I'm going to add it, and now it's a file in education and training. So in introduction, education and training, and professional resources, we're not going to put a reflection. And once you appreciate and understand what the reflections are, it should make sense why those sections don't have a reflection. Because a reflection is actually a documentation of why you've added an artifact and how it demonstrates that skill. So obviously under Introduction, Education and Training and Professional Resources, you will not be adding a reflection, but you will be adding 8 reflections to your pages starting at Child Development. So I'm going to now help you create a template that we will add to those 8 pages. So again, you're in Child Development, you're going to add a component. So this is our reflection that we're adding to each page, just in a template form, because you're going to go back and complete that. And a lot of people see reflections and they think, well, why don't I just add a reflection? You can use that reflection bubble if you like. I find with the reflection bubble, because it adds a date, it's a little less clean than a text area. So I'm going to show you, and I prefer you to use a text area. And what you're going to do is create a template. In Child Development, Curriculum and Pedagogy, Observation Methods, you're going to paste this template into those 8 pages that needs a reflection. So this is also a way to remind you that these are the pages that need a reflection. So you're going to type the word artifacts. This just gives you a template. And you're going to add, if this is your first attempt at the ePortfolio, a minimum of 2 artifacts. You're going to type the word courses, and you're going to add the courses that those artifacts came from. And then you are going to write a 2-paragraph reflection. And we will spend some time, and there's some content that will help you to see how to write a reflection. So not to worry if you're still unclear. So you're going to save that. You're not going to save and close it because you're going to go in and you are going to hover over it, highlight it. I got to go up, highlight it, and you are going to do Control-C, and you're going to save it. And then you're going to go to your next page, and I'm just going to pretend that I'm on Curriculum and Pedagogy, and you're going to add a component, and you do have to type the word reflection in the title. You're going to choose text area. So you're doing this 8 times starting at Child Development, and you finish at the page Advocacy and Professional Development. Okay, reflection, then you do Control-V and save and close, and you have now saved that reflection. So of course, because I didn't create all the pages, you see I've got 2 reflections there. Great thing about it being is that you can delete it. So I'm going to delete that. Okay, so you're going to now stop the video and you're going to copy and paste, Control-C and Control-V, that template into each of the 8 pages that needs a reflection. Starting at Child Development, 8 pages. You do not need a reflection in Professional Resources. Okay, so stop the video. You're going to do that. Now, under Professional Resources, what you're going to do is you're going to put things like, how does learning happen? Copy of that, a link to that. But keep in mind, again, that you can add links, files, PDFs. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to add a component. And I'm going to add a couple of things today. I'm going to go into Artifacts. And I'm going to choose a video. And I'm going to choose mentor training that I've done. And I'm going to click Add. See how you can go into your artifacts and you can add multiple files at a time? This is really helpful. Okay, so if let me go into Child Development because that's where I've added the template for your reflection. And I'm going to add a couple of files under Child Development. And for the purposes of the video, I'm just going to go in and I'm going to choose 3 things. Or 2 things. Provocations and invitations and learning to teach. I'm going to add those. You notice they're listed under reflections. But when I wrote my reflections, I actually listed learning to teach first. So if you want to move that up, you just move it up. And now it's in the same order as listed in your reflection. You want to go in and edit your reflection. Again, you go to the drop-down menu. See how I've had them numbered? You're going to number your artifacts in the same way that they're uploaded. The beautiful thing is that you can move things around with these green arrows. So I think it's very intuitive, easy to do. So that's how you're going to add files. That's your basic ePortfolio. So what I want you to do now is view your presentation. Have a look. What does it look like? There you go. So again, first thing the reader sees, child development, reflection, and files. That's what it's going to look like. Professional resources. You're going to list some documents. Okay? So there are a couple more things that I want to share with you in the next few minutes. And, you know, depending on your comfort level, you can go in, as I said, and play around with the editing. But one thing you might want to do is edit the presentation navigation. And this is, getting an error. And you know why I think there's an error is because maybe I've added with the video. Let me try one more time. Let's look at the edit the presentation navigation. Nope, we're getting an internal error. I've now gone out. I'm just going to stop the video. Okay, so I did stop the video because I was getting an internal error. So what's really important is that when you do get an internal error, what it's telling you is that there's something wrong with the file name or the files that you have uploaded. So if ever you get an internal error in trying to put it in the Dropbox or trying to do something with your ePortfolio, two things. There's a file that's mislabeled, or two, you've got files in your ePortfolio that are too large. So you saw that I put a video file in. It didn't like it. It's too big. I deleted the video file. Now it's allowing me to do what I want you to do. So if you're adding photos, my recommendation is not to add a PNG file or a JPEG file, but create a Word or a PDF or a pic collage. They create smaller files and are more user-friendly for this portfolio program. So one of the things I just wanted to show you before we go on to looking at sharing your ePortfolio is the edit navigation. So you can go into the navigation and you've got the pages to the left. Well, now you can also have the pages at the top or after the content. So I want you to see what that looks like. Now, what I've done is I've moved the pages from the left to the right. And this is what it would look like. Just trying to click view so you can have a look. So again, there you'll see the pages are to the right. This is personal preference. You can put them across the top, but I find with the 11 pages, it looks a little bit cluttered, but that's really a personal choice. So what I want you to do now is get out of the this screen and go to, go to your dashboard. And I don't want to go to the navigation screen. I want to go to the dashboard. So maybe what I need to do is, it's a good question. I'm going to go into the course again. Oh, not that one. Doesn't matter, I guess. There we go. And I'm going to go under resources and I'm going to, pardon me, bear with me, under ePortfolio, and I want you back at the dashboard. So this is the dashboard. This is what it looks like. And when you get to your ePortfolio, I want you to look at the drop-down menu and you can see that there's a number of options, okay? So there's a view. That's the edit button where you will get to that screen with the content and where you can do all your editing. But there's the share button. And this is one way that you will share your ePortfolio when you are finished it or you want a family member or a partner to look at it, you'll see that if you scroll down, it says allow anyone with this URL to see your presentation. You're going to click on that, and you're going to share, you're going to press Control-C and copy that URL. And you can send that URL in an email. You can add it to a cover page. You can add it to a resume. I've got a copy of a resume of a student who just added a link to her ePortfolio. And once you share that link, you have to also make sure it's visible, but you can just make it visible for a certain period of time. You can make it always visible, which mine is, keeping in mind the only people that could ever see your ePortfolio is people who have that URL, that you have given that URL to. So that's the beautiful way to share your ePortfolio. When you're finished the program, you will have a way to import this, actually export it into the World Wide Web, where you will have ongoing ability to edit it and keep it even once you've left Fanshawe. So that's also the beauty of using our ePortfolio. When you're going to hand in your ePortfolio in this course, you will be doing that through the submissions box. And when you click on submissions, you're allowed to upload a file, and you can upload something from your ePortfolio. And what you will do is choose your ePortfolio that has this icon, and you will just attach it to the Dropbox. That is how you will do it for grading purposes. But if you want someone to have a look at your ePortfolio in the meantime, to edit it, to look for spelling, you can use that URL link and share it. I hope you found this helpful. You're able to rewind, go back, look at this video, and I look forward to always each semester viewing the ePortfolios and reading them. They are one of the highlights of my end of term in all my courses. So good luck with that, and I hope you found this to be helpful.